On the gallery page, we're going to add a little bit of information as well. Of course, what we want to do is take a look at the fact, of course, if we have this white background here, that wouldn't work very well. So I am going to do something else to this page. I'm going to actually add like a gray or even a black fill to the entire page. So it's something that I haven't done before, and it's because I really want this to stand out and see the gallery here. Just a choice that I'm doing. Now, we just finished looking at the fact that you can apply a panel, an accordion with panels here, and we can even do slideshows as well, which I think is really quite amazing. We have the ability to do full screen, and then also this light box effect, which I think is really nice. If we do full screen and we apply this in here, let's just see what happens. Wow, that actually takes over the entire page, which is really kind of cool, but maybe not what I want. So I'm going to delete that real quick. I think I'm going to use this light box instead. Alright, I think that works. Now, one of the things that I noticed with using this is that the only thing I actually get are these thumbnails. So I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger if I can, because I know that these thumbnails are going to be big for me. It's going to be a big part of this design. And what I'd really like to do is make each of those thumbnails just a little bit bigger. Just by clicking on one of them and dragging it out, I can see it until it gets about 150 pixels wide. That's perfect. That's the size I want. So now at least I know that I'm going to get those as my images. Now what I'm going to do is just change the images by going to where I have already output my photos galleries, and there's 4 of them right there that I can just quickly select and add. It's great. Beautiful. So I just added those real quickly. Now I don't know if I can change this inside here, but it looks like I probably can. I can actually adjust these inside the crop, which is pretty darn awesome. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and let's go ahead and preview it. That is cool. That is just awesome. Now the only thing that it's not doing for me is giving me a full screen view, and that's probably just because I need to come in here and actually output this to the size that I want, which is going to be large. I'm going to take that all the way across. I'm going to take this, which is the multiple images. I'm going to put that up here. So there's a lot of moving around things, it seems. Let's get that up here. Oh. And that can go above the image real quick. That will go all the way across. Go all the way across. 100%. So hopefully that should work now. That what it will do is it will make my images go full screen when I do it, and I'm just going to give it enough height to make that work. Now let's just see what happens when we preview that again. At least they're a little bit bigger. Exactly how to scale all these is something we certainly need to work on in Muse. But at least you can see that we can add a gallery pretty easily, and I think that's pretty amazing that that kind of feature is actually in here. Now we can go back to specs, home, lenses. You can see that all kind of works. Now back on the master page, one other thing that I didn't really think about is that I'd really like to add another background, because you'll notice that I went to other places where it didn't really work. And what I'm going to do here is add browser fill. And I'm going to go to add image, and I've got an original asset which is just a regular background image, and I'm going to use that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so it will scale to fit, and it will not scroll. Let's see, scale to fill is what I want, and I don't want it to scroll. And then what I'm going to do is add a white box right here, and this white box is going to go underneath here. And the reason that I'm putting that is so that it will actually be below that stuff. Let me go ahead and arrange that to the back just to make sure. I know I can't see my text in there, but I'm making it so that I have that all the way down the page. And hopefully this should work. Now, as I go to my different pages, you'll see I'm not getting that white underneath, which is what I was hoping for. It means that I would actually have to create some sort of white box like that to make it work. Oh, look at that. It somehow is fitting. Okay, that's the lorem ipsum that I had. Send to back. That would be kind of a pain. Seems as though you might have to create certain background elements that you want to be able to use multiple places. And that's kind of what I was hoping to get away from. And that is by adding that to the main page itself, I was hoping that that would be set as a standard. Let me see if I take that just down to the page there. See if that works. Gallery. Yeah, it looks, let's see, that's the preview specs page. That's the only page I haven't changed, is the lenses page. And it's actually working correctly. That is what I want. The one thing, of course, that I would want to do in here would be adding in some sort of background color so that I would be able to see my navigation. I would have to stick with some sort of graphic at the top to make that work. But at least we kind of get the point. I'd like you to go ahead and play with your page a little bit more, just trying to add in more content, more images, just see what you can do to make the website a little bit cooler. Do want to point out a few other things that you have the ability to use, and that is multiple state buttons. So buttons with call to action, of course, are very common nowadays with design of websites, so that's very nice as well. Let's see, compositions. These are kind of cool because they give you pre-made layouts basically. So for example, on this lenses page, if I have nothing, I can go ahead and add in that, which gives me the ability to have multiple content that I can use. And this is clickable, adding, and I can just change the content in each of these clicks. If I want to add another one, I can then go ahead and give it a title, hopefully. There we go. And then I can change that in here. So you can see that there's definitely some work to get this stuff formatted and to be consistent, because you have a lot of layout that you have to kind of do to do that. It does look like these have menu items that you can go in and change certain features about, whether or not it auto plays, in the position, whether it's stacked, scattered, lightbox. This does a transition that allows you to do fading or horizontal scrolling, which could be kind of cool. Something definitely to play with. If we were to preview that page, just see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty cool when you look at it. So a lot of quick design elements that you can apply by looking into your widgets library and just playing with what's there. And so I'd like you to have a demonstration of some different things on your page. One last thing that I did want to point out that you can look into as well is adding media, including video. I think that's really darn cool that you can easily do that. But we'll talk about that in class rather than doing it in this tutorial. I think this is enough to kind of just get you started. Of course, the last thing that you're going to want to do is save your work and also be able to export it. And another thing I want to point out is if you go to your master page and you go to your page properties, one of the things that you want to do here is change your metadata so that you have, at least for this is going to be the Lumix GH4 fan site. And what this does is this gives me some sort of prefix that goes on my page titles so that when I output this, I get better SEO. In fact, you can go to each page and change the SEO description and keywords for those pages. So I would like to have like at least a description on the home page. So go ahead and save your work and then export your HTML and submit. Thank you very much.